to segue into talking about
About streaming things?
streaming and HBO and Netflix and Hulu.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about streaming
Scamdemic.
platforms. Yeah.
I'm already going to get canceled after saying that.
I have a lot of thoughts about streaming platforms.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? What is it that you want to segue into about all the streaming stuff? Because I'm sure you have opinions since you're wanting to go there.
It ruins the experience of like seeing things in theaters. I mean,
I agree.
I've seen some really good movies in theaters, but then to find out that HBO already has it streaming, it's like, what was even the point of having it in theaters?
I agree.
It's like you pay either way out of it. So, what is your? I got more opinions, more things to say about it, but I'm trying to collect it right now. So, what is your? How do you feel about streaming movies and
I don't have
the
a problem
disaster?
I don't have a problem with streaming services just at their root, like for what they are, because I mean a lot of my favorite things are streaming, and I
Yeah.
appreciate them being available to people. But I think putting them on streaming services at the same time as putting them in movies is not the best plan, because it takes money away from movies.
Yeah.
And there's a reason. I mean, I know over the pandemic, movie theaters struggled because they weren't open. There weren't people able to get out and see them. But now they are. They're back in full swing, but there's still less people than there were before the pandemic. Because just over the pandemic, this became, movie streaming on streaming services at the same time became huge over the pandemic for that reason.
Yeah.
But now that people can go to the movies, they're still not, because it's more convenient to see it at home.
Right.
It's just a lack of appreciation for the movie theater experience, which is fine. Not everyone has to enjoy it the way that I do.
Right.
But I think you should at least, if you don't care to see it in theaters, chances are you don't care to wait till it comes out to streaming later. So I don't know what the big rush is to have it on the streaming service right away when it's going to take money away from the movie theaters. And there's less, movies going to the movie theaters that aren't big blockbusters like Marvel or the Jurassic series or, DC, because they're finding a home on streaming services first.
Right.
Which isn't a bad thing. I mean, that's a good way for like indie movies to get up off the ground.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
a lot of indie movies don't go to theaters anyways.
Yeah.
But that's just part of the struggle of movie theaters right now, is that they can only really afford to show movies that they know are going to be blockbusters, because it's scary right now. The financial state of movie theaters is scary, so they're scared to show kind of smaller budget films like they used to.
Right.
So it's kind of a mixed bag, because streaming services do help a lot of people, but at the same time they're damaging movie theaters. And so I don't have a problem. I have streaming services. I think they're great, but I think showing them on those two different platforms at the same time, it's not the best idea, because I want movie theaters to stay open, and Regal going bankrupt recently is scary to me. So I don't want to be alive to see the day when movie theaters finally go bankrupt. I want them to still be around as long as I'm alive.
Right.